Hi, friends and family. I hope you are having a fabulous summer. So, I have posted a few times about my startup Betterbin and the crowdfunding campaign that we started a few weeks ago. And I just wanted to give you some exciting updates and some context for what the heck we're doing over here in central Wisconsin, right? So, I am incredibly passionate about recycling and composting and sustainable materials management. And about 2 years ago, which I cannot believe it has been that long, founded a startup called Betterbin. And we are using data and technology to completely change the way the consumers know how to recycle right. It's really frustrating, and it just shouldn't be that hard to know what materials you should be putting in your recycling bin. And we agree, and we want to change that. So we have some really cool stuff in the works. In just a second, I'm going to show you how our technology works. We've been beta testing our consumer-facing app in a few different communities over the past year or so, and making lots of progress. And then just started the crowdfunding campaign because we really want to be able to go to market in a much bigger and scaled way, and we're ready for that big movement. But it turns out you need some capital to push big when you're going into a market. So that's why we started the crowdfunding campaign. And like I said, I'll show you what the product we've been building is in just one second. But before we do that, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who's already contributed to the campaign. We just eclipsed the $1,000 mark, which is such a big deal. And we appreciate it more than you know. That money can push us so far. And if you haven't seen it already, you can check out in the link where you can go to contribute. Any amount of money is super helpful for us. We've been able to raise about $90,000 over the past 2 years in grant funding. And now with this crowdfunding campaign and some additional capital infusion, we're really, again, switching over from grant funding to generating revenue and pushing out into the market. So thank you if you have contributed, and I appreciate you going to check out the campaign. So let me show you the product.
Okay, so now we are in the Betterbin app, and I'm going to show you the really cool functionality here. I'm going to touch the UPC barcode scan button. I'm going to go ahead and scan an item. And there we go. It was a box of Cliff Bars. And it's going to tell us that we should flatten that exterior paperboard box and recycle it, and that the inner bags around those bars should be tossed in the trash. So I'm going to go ahead and touch that. I'm going to go ahead and grab another product here so you can see how this works. And here we have some spaghetti. And again, it's going to tell us this is acceptable. It just needs to be flattened. And then for items where we don't have them in our database, because we don't quite have millions of products, I'll show you what happens. So we'll grab a picture of that UPC barcode, and then a picture pops up so it knows what we scanned. We say yes, and then we submit the request, which comes to us, and we're able to add that to our database. And so that's the really cool functionality here. You can also just type in a word. So say I was looking for something like tomato sauce. We'll just do this. And it's going to bring us a whole bunch of tomato related products, but we'll just touch the tomato sauce, and it's going to tell us what we're supposed to do with this glass jar, including the metal cap. And what's really important to know here is that these instructions are specific to the community using the app. So this is specific to Weston, Wisconsin. All right. So then the other cool thing I can show you here is if there are drop-off locations for your recyclables, we have maps that connect you there. We have some quick tips and tricks for those really problematic items, materials that a lot of residents usually have questions about. How clean should things be? Why never to put recyclables in bags? And then finally, we have this page that takes you to a whole bunch of great informational resources that are connected back to your municipality's website. And so those are the basics of the Betterbin app right now. And I can also show you what happens if we want to go to a community using the composting side of the app. So let's go to Madison, Wisconsin. And so if you had a community that was using the app for composting, what we have here is a little different look because clearly you're going to be searching for different types of items. So let's see what we have. If you were wondering what to do with meat in your composting program, this is going to tell you exactly what to do with it. And again, this is really important because not everything that is biodegradable is acceptable in community composting programs. So we provide residents with all the quick answers to make sure they only put the correct materials in their community composting bins. So clearly something like bleach you would not want to be putting in your compost bin. So there's a quick look at the Better Bin app. We're gonna have a few changes to it soon, but nothing major, just more exciting stuff. So thanks for watching, and thank you so much for supporting our crowdfunding campaign.